Ooh, home movies. Well, if we're going to be trapped in an eternal maze, it's important to have some entertainment, even if the entertainment is made by us. Well, I guess if we're making home movies in an endless maze, the entertainment is endless also. Hello everyone, and welcome to the classrooms. And from the fact that it's reading my mic input, I'm guessing that means there's something here to hear us. Which is exactly why I'm playing this, because this is a liminal horror game that is in many ways the exact opposite of everything I usually do on this channel. Which is why I put it off for so long. This first entered early access in 2022, and you guys have been asking me to play it since. It's been very highly requested. But it seems like this is much more about entities and chases. In fact, it even features procedural generation of spaces. And I do like the attitude they have about it. They say that it means every footage is unique. But normally I like to play things that are about the environments first and foremost. So this has never really appealed to me just on its space, but I just saw the Backrooms movie. I've recently explored several that are more up my alley, so I think it'll be good for variety's sake to give this a shot now. Well, I mean, let's take in mind what this is called, because I'm so used to just reading these as like, okay, it's another Backrooms game, but these are the classrooms, and it seems there's a reason for that. If we look at the newspaper, it says, mystery deepens on missing children. School closed early for summer. Every kid wonders what it's like to be at school after hours, if there's no crowds in the hall, no one in the classrooms. It's the kind of thing that's awesome at first and then terrifying second. I think this channel could always use a bit of extra credit, so let's see what's going on in the classrooms. Oh, it's divided into tapes, and I think I did see that tape 8 just released. So we're probably not going to get through the whole thing tonight, but we can see what it's like. Prologue. Experience the story intro and learn the basics. Okay. Generating level. So it is still procedural. Arc, anomalous retrieval and containment. The following is classified footage designated ARC 2105. Clearance level 7. Grace Chen, age 12, last seen June 27, 1996, at Xavier Crest Middle School, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Robert Chen, no information other than that he's 18. The following footage was recovered from Robert Chen's personal Viewmaster HB550 handheld camcorder. Oh, that is very, very quiet. I'm going to adjust those audio levels, but this is cool. Recovered footage used as training video for, presumably, our protagonist in these games. Or maybe it's all recovered. Rewind, I guess that's restart, that's nice. So there are actually a lot of options, but unfortunately none for voices and none to add subtitles. But maybe right here in the beginning is the only voice we're going to get. Okay, so we can look around. Oh, we can press E to lean, and I can feel you maybe trying to do it with Q, yeah. So we do have a lean feature, which is nice and immersive. We can zoom with the right mouse button, and if we undepress that, it'll automatically zoom back. Pick the flashlight and the batteries. Oh, there's limited battery. And we've got a flashlight. Maybe the classrooms are a place on Earth. We can use this as inventory and take the keys. Oh, look at that! It's click and drag doors. That'll be terrifying in a chase.
I'll find you, maybe.
Brother and sister, maybe? So if we look at this, we can, yes, read it as a note. Mystery deepens on missing children. Oh, is that literally all the information there is? There's no article attached to this? What is this, Reddit? Alright, crouch under broken fence. Okay, so we're not just here for our own enjoyment, we are on a mission. And it says that the children went missing during school hours, which is crazy. But alright, this place isn't abandoned, just closed for the summer.
Need to break the glass. Hope nobody hears this.
We can pick up and hold a brick. Oh, those are your invisible walls. Fate commands that we stay on track. I can actually feel a bit of simulated weight to this, so... Okay, so far graphics are okay. We can see the textures don't really wrap properly here. But the sound design is pretty good, and the atmosphere also not bad. Hit! Reach in. Look at this.
Power's off. Gotta find the breaker room.
Schools at night are just the creepiest thing. Janitor's already cleaned up, the floors are polished shiny. But these once familiar halls are now dark and cavernous. A place that we're usually welcomed, now we know we're not supposed to be here. Sometimes I can even hear my shoe slipping on the ground, making a squeak that echoes. I can actually see the little latch to press. That's kind of neat. I don't know if I've actually seen a game do that before, but it seems like these doors will close on their own. Hazardous voltage inside. This looks like the breaker room. Question, can we hide under the stairs if we need to? We can. Other question, how long are these batteries going to last? It looks like not long enough. I guess things deteriorate from there. So we turned on the power. Is this a little bit of interface spoiler that things are not going to be as we left them when we open it? We can use light switches, so light and light management are going to be a big part of this. Lockers. Ah, we can hide in them. Okay. I actually don't mind that the mic sensitivity is very low according to the game because it kind of makes it hard to commentate if I can't talk while things are happening. Everything looks okay so far, so maybe generating level is just code for loading.
Wait, where am I?
Yeah, no, it's exactly as I feared. It may be a different aesthetic than the office buildings I'm used to, but it's got that familiar buzz. What does the clock say? Very important. 110 or 109. Never mind, look, it's actually ticking backwards. Well, that is accurate to the experience of what school felt like, to be fair. Oh, this game didn't waste any time. See, look at this. Do you remember this feeling, you know? When it's towards the end of the day, things are closing up, and you walk by a dark room and just see the glow of whatever screens are left on? Okay, gotta be a light switch, right? No, this place has no light switch? Oh, this room is also not nearly as big as I thought. Here we are. Look at these 90s PCs just left on in the dark. I was gonna say this doesn't make a lot of sense, but in my experience, computer rooms absolutely would shove desks right up against a corner like that. Some of them were tight. Asbestos. Ooh, look, we can move a lot of things. These chairs, maybe we could even toss something in the way to prevent something from chasing us around. Alright, I don't need to be here, though. I hear something. It sounds kind of like rain. Oh, it's just a clock. Oh, it's this thing. Can I look in the garbage cans for items? No, but I can manipulate them. Can I pull the fire alarm? I actually can, but I don't think I want to do that now. I like how our shadow actually accurately portrays us holding the camcorder up. Very minimal UI, though. Okay, these lockers all have locks on them, so we can't so easily open them. Okay, this is the most boring room possible, and yet with the most exciting thing possible for any school-age child. No entity would be able to catch me on one of these little finger amputators. When these things came out, you knew your day was about to get a whole lot better. We can't open the drawers, though, but things are starting to seem strange. Looks like a punishment. Like you just have to sit there in front of the principal. So let's find out just how nightmarish this place is. It's going to depend on the temperature of the water. Because normally these things would have such low pressure that the water just kind of like dribbles up, so you would have to put your mouth on the thing, which means that you effectively just can't use it. Posters. So what I've started to notice is that these rooms have all the makings of normal rooms until you start to imagine them in actual use and realize there's no place for the teacher, no black or whiteboard, nothing like that. It's like students are just meant to sit here quietly and exist. Today is a great day to grasp the void. That's a bit on the nose for this place. I wonder how it came to be. Well, we've got the screwdriver. And see drawings of whatever that thing is. Homer Simpson? Some kind of black mass cult that I'm sure these people will all regret if they ever decide to run for public office. Of course, this person doesn't have a face to paint. Now, I did read something about this game at one point using AI assets, but now that it's gained some success, they're in the process of removing them, and the store page now says that 90% have been replaced with human work, which is good, I guess. I keep waiting for the moment something's gonna come over the PA system.
This needs a key.
Well, we've got the key to my van. That's a key. Why does this place hate me so much? But yeah, I'm not sure how much I like the procedural generation aspect. On the one hand, yes, I suppose you could technically call this endless replayability, but it's a little bland so far. I mean, sure, it's the beginning, we're just getting started, so maybe things will pick up. This one looks a lot more like a real classroom, at least. Well, sort of, until you realize there's no actual teacher's desk here, just more student desks piled against the whiteboard. Also, I'm not sure how likely it would be to actually be a whiteboard in 1996, because when I was a kid, like the first few years of elementary school, it was still all blackboards. I always loved getting to be the kid who had to clean the erasers. I mean, it was very, very bad for you, but it was a lot of fun, and you got to make a mess in class. Okay, no. Everybody knows who the teacher is here. Can we open these? We sure can in very low frame rate for some reason. but there's nothing here. And the fact that all these things are physicsy, that does suggest a level of dynamic movement when it comes to actually fleeing entities, right? But I shouldn't even be talking about that. We've not encountered them yet. We have no idea what's even going on. These lights were already on. Glow stick? And some potential information. I guess not. I must say, it does actually add quite a bit, having to manually drag all these things open, the physics props. It makes the place feel quite a bit more dynamic. Okay, that actually chilled me a little bit. As far as I can tell, we can run indefinitely, but we have a bit of a medium sprint, so at least we're not super slow and out of shape. Okay, we've got to keep an eye out for these open lockers and make sure they're ready for us to get into at a moment's notice. I was just thinking, if we have to run, maybe the fire alarms can be used to distract things? What the heck? Oh, God. It's a child's bedroom, but it looks like one from, like, 1966, not 90. Did I bump into that, or was there a ghost child standing behind me and I didn't realize? I may have prejudged this game a bit unfairly, because I'm already talking about things that I know are going to happen, that there's going to be entities and chases. But maybe I'm letting that color my expectations, and therefore my commentary a bit much, because normally I wouldn't be talking about that stuff yet, and to its credit, this is actually a pretty creepy intro. Already, it's unnerving coming into the familiar space of a school at night, and we sort of expect to turn around from the breaker to find that the school has become endless behind us.
I don't like the way my skin feels on my body. Do you like the way your skin feels on your body? Tear it off.
Hello?
Tear it off. Tear it off. Tear it off.
Is something out there already? That sounded like it was moving around. Hang on. I was actually just gonna say that I just got scared by my own hand. We almost don't even allow it to register that that has happened because we expected so much. And so when we're walking through here and open the door to something that doesn't belong here at all, it is a real, like, what the heck moment that was surprisingly effective.
This should open the janitor's closet.
I'm sure it will. Yeah, doll gets off the bed, whatever, it's a regular picked up an object scare. But then we hear, not even a voice line, just a little sound from right behind us. And it's directional, so it actually does seem that she's out there. Should I be concerned about that shadow under the door? We can come over here. Reading takes you places. It sounded like it was rushing at me. Like little porcelain feet clattering on the ground. Voice level. Outside speaker, table talk, whisper. No voices. That fully seems like something that would be on the wall of a cafeteria, and yet it's so unnerving in this
This needs a
context.
key.
Warning. Due dates are closer than they appear. Okay, I honestly thought that was a whole side hallway. We're gonna have to go back past you. But should we perhaps explore a little more? Oh, I thought there was something standing there. It was just the combination shadow and the soap dispenser. My brain filled in something terrifying and I have no way to show it to you, but look, we are fully 3D. We can even change our clothes if we want for some reason. That's a pretty neat way to handle, like, player changing. And who knows, maybe these things will have different benefits. "30 years from now, it won't matter what shoes you wore, how your hair looked, or the jeans you bought. What will matter is what you learned and how you escape." I like how these are all just slight alterations on real posters that we were all bombarded with. Well, unfortunately for me, my schooling was less than 20 years ago, so it still matters for now. Right when it seems like we've made it to the exit. Yep. Not even room to open the doors all the way. Okay, well, the elevator needs a key. I imagine that can be found in the janitor's closet. Yeah, hey, no, that shadow has definitely moved over. Yep! Look at you. Look at that face! Creepy doll characters are a dime a dozen, but I could hear you giggling on the other side of that door this entire time, and the second I look at you, you completely stop moving and clam up. Okay, so it's a weeping angel type. I can actually see the bottom of your dress still flowing. God, it's a grin, but still looks like a rotten corpse. Okay, well, doors do stop you. So let's keep you there. Ah, that's terrifying. We can keep you contained. That's the one advantage. Or wait, was the janitor's closet in this room? I think it was. Yep. Oh, I don't like you. More batteries. And an elevator
I should
key.
open the elevator.
So now I've got to go back by you. And how am I doing that? Alright, the plan is I lure you into here and leave you behind. But something tells me you're just the easy one, huh? Nope. Come on. And you're wedged. I can try to crush you in the door. I hear something else out there whispering to my left. Okay. You're staying in there where you belong. I'm starting to wonder if these blinking lights and distortion of the tape don't indicate that something is near. Okay, forget it. I don't even need to worry about this. I just need to get to that elevator. Closing as many doors behind me as I can. Here we are. The question is, where to? Oh, no. Anywhere. One is probably our best bet. A library. In fact, the library rooms. Oh no. Look, the shelves are all varying heights. Oh, I thought there was something standing over there. Don't make sound. When he's chasing me, I tiptoe around the corner and he can't hear me anymore. Jacob. Return books here. Oh no, there's broken glass on the ground, whoopee cushions. Alright, we're best served taking this slow and only running if we have to then. I guess this door will open once the books are brought back. Even trying the handle made an uncomfortable amount of noise. Well, no wonder they want those books returned so badly. There's nothing on the shelves. When you enter this library, you are readers, explorers, authors, trespassers, dreamers, ponderers, deceivers, the future. You are the reason we are here. An egg timer. We can use that to create a distraction if we have to. What does this symbol mean? Alright, it may not be my usual cup of tea, but this game does actually have quite a bit more sauce than I expected. Also, these balloons seem to have a mind of their own. Found book, which we can return. More battery. Asbest, a legacy of innovation. And another book. So we just have to be careful. Oh, I was gonna say that balloon disappeared, but it seems it just got trapped around a corner. Hey, with a screwdriver, we can remove that vent cover and use it for our own ends. Alright, adventure or immersive sim logic in the back rooms. Oh no. Oh, this was a huge mistake. Oh my god. Oh my god, this was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. We can come up here. Still need the... Nope, wrong item. Screwdriver. And we're out. Oh, look who was waiting for me. Oh, this is getting so much worse. That's creepy. I knew something was chasing me in there, but I didn't stick around to find out what. My punishment for that is that I still don't know. All I do know is that I can still hear it. Okay, this came back out over here. Oh my god. Well, it saw me. Okay, I need to get around a corner. No. And it's a dead end. So that's great. What are you? Oh, there's a full death scene. Found This Is Hell. November 6th, 1978 from Jacob. This is hell, isn't it? We knew we'd be the next ones to be sent in. They handed us these documents telling us what we needed to bring back from this awful place. But we didn't even have a moment to read it. They rushed us in, leaving me stranded without food or water. All they gave me was the stupid flashlight and a compass. But there was one thing they made sure to tell us. If I want to make it out of here alive, I need to etch these codes into my memory. This is the note equivalent of "Never mind, I fixed it." Alright, so I'm guessing, yeah, it completely regenerates the level upon death. Make today the day to read something familiar. I'd love to. Alright, I hear you moving. So maybe if I put an egg timer over here, how do I... Okay, I can whistle. That's a way to find that out. How do I use the egg timer? Middle click for some reason. Well, I'm so screwed. Hi. Will that egg timer go off at some point? Security compromise. They're trying to do an SCP thing with this, and, you know, it did say they were sent in. Something that was known about in the 70s and maybe lost until now? Alarming developments are underway within the ever-changing superstructure, and I hold grave concerns that these transformations harbor a more malevolent intent. Typically, such occurrences would not elicit significant apprehension. However, these latest transformations have occurred within close proximity to our outposts, often strategically positioned beyond the reach of our surveillance cameras. So there's some intelligence to this. Also, it's really annoying how this bar actually covers the text. Given the gravity of these circumstances, it is imperative that we remain vigilant and fortify our defenses accordingly. Heightened scrutiny of internal operations, coupled with comprehensive measures to safeguard critical areas, must be implemented promptly. We must prepare ourselves for an imminent threat emanating from within the superstructure, leveraging every available resource to thwart any nefarious agenda that may be unfolding. This is written really weirdly. I'm not the only one that thinks that, right? Like, it feels like somebody really went to town with a thesaurus for no reason. It saw me. It saw me. It made some sort of moaning sound at me. I knew it was stupid to try to go through a dark hallway. What was I thinking? Oh, I don't think it matters if the hallway was dark. It's been following me for around a day now. I don't know how, but it keeps turning off the lights near me, and even if I get lucky enough to lock off a hallway or area, it finds a way to reach me. If I ever get out of this place, I'm going to burn the school to the ground. And this has been going on for decades, but it only now closes? Maybe something has spiraled. Somebody was counting the days there. Well, we've got a couple of things to see. Does it actually pause the game? It seems like it does. I lost the will to write. But it starts with, I finally, or finally, have the will to write again. I don't know what day it is. Maybe the 9th? The clocks here are all messed up. None of the lights are real, so everything looks strange. I haven't slept in days, but I'm not even tired. And guess what? I don't feel hungry or thirsty since we got here. Something is really off in this place. It's like there's always someone watching me. The halls keep changing. They're hiding something, I can tell. This place, it's not like the real world. I don't think we were ever meant to see it. So you can survive in here indefinitely, theoretically. Here's our SCP entry on this thing. Item 555, clearance 4. They call it 555 so people don't harass the real one. ARC 555 is a humanoid anomaly standing at approximately 7 feet tall, distinguished by its unsettling head resembling an exaggerated, deformed ear. This entity exhibits a hostile disposition towards humans and exhibits a notable level of intelligence. ARC 555 is devoid of ocular organs and lacks the means to perceive light, forcing it to rely exclusively on its heightened auditory faculties for sensory detection and interpretation, and, clairvoyance. ARC 555 exhibits an offensive strategy centered around the deployment of traps, predominantly heat-seeking red balloons designated as ARC 555B. These balloons are strategically positioned by ARC 555 in key areas such as corridors and choke points, serving as a means to detect the presence of potential targets. Notably, it has displayed the ability to respond to auditory stimuli originating from distances of up to 1 kilometer during testing scenarios, accurately tracking the source of detected sounds. Furthermore, it's demonstrated the utilization of echolocation techniques to identify potential prey within its immediate vicinity. It was successfully retrieved from a clandestine circus situated somewhere, where it was employed as an anomalous spectacle during performances. The attention of the Order was drawn to this entity due to reports of unexplained disappearances and peculiar sightings within the vicinity. So these things don't come from here, they're just grabbed from the world. Is this place containment? Following the retrieval operation, it exhibited aggressive behavior towards ARC personnel, employing its trap deployment capabilities in a fervent bid to elude containment protocols. Can I just turn that off? Because even at zero, it still does this. Yeah, we can do it. At a certain point, I can't play the game and have it this way, and I was very surprised by how little it actually takes. I mean, granted, you've got the equipment for it. Are you in there right now, or are you around the corner? Either way, these things being an extension of you is kind of neat. But the Order, this isn't any government entity, this is basically the Illuminati based out of this school. This is like the kind of story a kid would assume or make up to explain why they didn't turn in their homework. Now, handing that in doesn't seem to garner any unwanted attention. I'm not sure how many I need, but if it's not 3, the next guess would be 5. Oh, great. Let's go this way. Let's see, Will... That's kind of neat. We got to see your echolocation in action. That's pretty cool, actually, but you'll only do it in a specific direction. You don't actually know where I am to try. Oh, these just get left on the spot. We can't carry them around like a smart person. What did I just bumped into nothing in the air. All I need to do is come out someplace that has one book. You're out there somewhere. I wonder if you can hear my flashlight. Ah, screw it, this isn't even worth it. Wait. I keep hitting something and I'm wondering if I'm teleporting. I think there might be a teleport in here. Because I keep coming out in the same 2 places. Meanwhile, this thing is absolutely freaking out. The vents could be helpfully combined with the egg timers, I think. But if I can just find and grab something... Alright, what's this? I knew it wasn't safe here, just like I said before. The documents they gave us explained that much, but everything else is so mysterious. Some papers have these weird instructions telling us stuff like to stay away from dark rooms with vents, and to hide in lockers if we hear strange sounds. Then there are other papers that are all scribbled out with black ink. I can't make sense of it at all. But at least now I understand why they gave me a compass. It's not like a regular compass that points north. It's supposed to help us get back to the school. Or at least, I hope it does. The papers also mention that there are multiple checkpoints set up around the area that they built before the incident happened. Rosemary. These balloons are insidious. Alright, one book, that's all I need. I want to leave that there. Come this way. We can turn those on if we want. Meanwhile, I'm going back this way, and we should be able to find our way back, haha, using our good friend, the glow stick. Yep. And I'm absolutely certain now that we're teleporting. I have no idea if it's actually ringing. You should be going somewhere. I guess this whoopee cushion was stepped on at some point. You are threatening to ruin everything. So we're going to lead you this way. You're the dangerous version of that little doll. Slow moving, but bad in the wrong spot. You'll just... Excuse me, what? Okay, there was one behind us. Cool. They also work in tandem. Oh, it opened. It opened. Let me out. Oh, I think it's in here with me. And now I think you're leaving. A dead-end bathroom. Okay, well, hopefully this leads us to a much more effective stall game. Get out of my head. The clear toilet paper container almost looks like an eye. At least that's what I immediately thought based on what we've seen. This can't be all that's here. Look at you, waiting. These balloons are such opportunists. In fact, can I pop you right through this? Sure can. And now we can watch and find out if you'll open this. But I don't think you will. Looks like something out of Spy Kids, I swear. Ah, there we are! Hidden behind the stalls. The library leads to the bathrooms. Oh wow, these reflections are doing strange, strange things with the corner. Or rounded edge. We're going upward. But that weird reflective ripple, I can't help but be reminded of the echolocation. Here we are. Alright, that was decent. Did not work at all with my mic, like even a regular speaking voice was enough to bring it from all the way across the map. But we made it. Well, there's one way it could get worse, being in ankle-deep water. You know, I'm very thankful that that thing isn't here because, well, that would mean it would always hear us splashing. A place like this would be a hunter's paradise, and that's terrifying to think about. The bathrooms. Every structure within a school has an extrapolation, so if we are combining the backrooms with SCP here, I guess it makes sense. They had found this anomaly that has endless space within. And so what better place to keep anything else they come across out in the world? A pretty unique spin, I will say. And I can already hear something out there. Alright, let's go like that. I wish we had a reasonable amount of battery or glow sticks we can actually carry. There's a teleport. So these vents really are just the portal to anywhere. How many batteries do we have? Oh, 11. Okay, so we're not running out anytime soon. I definitely hear something out there. Like a guttural gurgling. Oh, it knows I'm here, I think. Go. It's stomping about, whatever it is. Hopefully we're not doing the same gimmick twice in a row. And that got your attention. I guess that's doing something? Oh, it's raising the water level. So what does that do for me? Look, in the dark, in a flooding school bathroom. New fear unlocked. There's a vent over there, but will we still be able to use it? I mean, it's underwater. I gotta give this thing credit. It's actually having some unique imagery and having more of a gameplay focus. Does allow it, oh my god, to do some things I haven't seen before, like whatever that thing is that's chasing me right there. Some kind of hairy spider with Bruce Campbell's face. I mean, no shade on Bruce Campbell, but like you see it, right? It's all in the jaw. How well can it chase? Pretty well. But I can keep going. Rounding corner. Wait, what is that? It left a hairball behind it. You won't just... Oh, you totally will just turn around. I guess you can hear me. Good thing I can run like the wind in this water. I shouldn't be able to move almost at all. Okay, keep going. Keep going. This is playing out like a Kane Pixels video now, isn't it? And so long as we keep moving, you will eventually lose us. Hang on, wait. I need to see something, because I actually think this would enhance my experience. Scan lines, maybe? What I'm trying to... See, this is something I don't tremendously love. The fact that the camera UI only shows up after a pause. Like, if we're gonna do the found footage thing, let's do it. I'm glad we had the option to change all this, but I want to keep that on the screen. I hear splashing behind me. I should keep moving. But man, running through the dark, the only light being the flashlight in these massive tiled halls, was really, really cool. I liked that a lot. Being pushed forward, not out of exploration, but because there's something right behind me, that's a good kind of lost. I think I need new batteries. That's right around the corner. I do wonder if there's not some level of rubber banding onto me. Look, you presumably can't follow me through these, right? I'm sure you'll find a way around, but it can buy us time. The problem with horror games is that, on the one hand, going through doors with the mouse is more immersive, but it also makes it very hard to do anything quickly. We're back where we started. All the way back. And I don't even know what I'm looking for. Physics. Okay, now I know what I'm looking for. Yep. Ah, I see. That's kind of clever. We had to raise the water level so this glitchy physics board would rise up, and that gives us just enough room to jump up here. Although, I kind of wonder what the sensation of that would feel like. You know, jumping and therefore pushing off of something that's going downward. I imagine it's harder than it looks. Okay, later tater. This is a lot better than I was expecting. You know, it's still not my thing, but it's doing cool stuff. And the fact that it's been worked on continuously all this time, well, it certainly caught my interest. The church rooms. Okay, this is something I'm a little too separation of church and state to understand. But it is actually something I've wondered about, because I did go to, like, Catholic religious education as a kid, which was done at the church, which had its own school attached. And something I would often think about is, imagine what it's like sitting in class and knowing that there's a whole church just in the same building you're in. And actually, I did also move halfway through my childhood, and the place where I went to Catholic education before that was actually an even older building that looked quite a bit like this. I think an old friend is back here. So this is the kind of thing that you wouldn't normally find in a typical public school, but oddly enough, it does work nostalgically for me. It's an image I've conjured before. And this is very 1970s. The wood-paneled walls, the thick carpets. And some classic pool rooms right over here, although with that thing exposed, I don't think...
If I step in there, I'll get fried. Cut the power off somehow.
Well, didn't you read that document saying the lights are fake? How do you know the power's even real? How do you know any of this will work at all? What? Alright, that's genuinely terrifying. They have a cave troll. My god. Oh my god! What happened? Do I need to not be in the dark ever? Is that why that happened? Placing battery. Okay. Well, this is different from before. You did not explain what the antagonist of this level was. In fact, it's now entirely different. Like, there's even little outlets on the walls here. But we should keep moving. I wonder if the glow sticks would actually protect us. This game does arguably the best thing it could do, which is having actually pretty good flashlight dynamics. Let's turn that on. This can be a safe haven. I've got to remember to keep these on so I can save some battery, plentiful though they are for now. I mean, it's left alone after the church function. Anybody who's ever been to some sort of, like, extracurricular event at church knows how creepy these places are almost intrinsically. Like, they have a very community center style design, but with all these statues and paintings looking down at you and the implication of something more looking down at you, yes, we only see you in the dark and you will kill the power yourself. I think we need to keep moving. You can almost think of it as like an oxygen meter at this point. Something on the screen right before we entered. These are the most pathetic batteries ever. Although I guess you can't expect much from a single AA and a camera. But like, man, imagine this found footage style. I'm once again thinking about what they said, how everybody's tape would be unique because of the procedural generation, and even just watching myself play here, it has a very Kane Pixels vibe. A note. Security compromise to senior researcher James Harris from ArcSite 35. You're off your rocker, Jimmy. It is simply unfounded to suggest that entities possess the capability to breach the confines of the superstructure. Such notions run counter to the established pact, a foundational principle of our organization. Let's not regress to the early days of initiation folklore. It is essential to maintain a rational perspective. I implore you to redirect your energies away from undue concerns regarding potential risks. Instead, focus on matters that warrant our attention and resources. It has become apparent that your persistent requests for increased security funding for your facility are becoming excessive. Each time we acquiesce to your demands, you return with even more extravagant financial proposals. I cannot help but question the motives behind such relentless pursuits. It almost appears as if you're manipulating our valuable resources for personal gain. Trust me, it would be in your best interest to curb these incessant appeals, for we are well aware of the consequences that befall those who betray our cause. Let us maintain a cooperative and mutually beneficial relationship, grounded in trust and transparency. A bit unnecessarily verbose, but I get your point. And those TVs shut off when we approach. Sometimes the only light source in a dark room. I can always hear that moaning, but it's only in that moment when I'm changing my battery that I can actually see where you're at. I think I just watched you open the door. Oh, that's a closet. I need to be further away. Run. Then change. That's how we do this. Oh, there's nothing down here. This is what I love about found footage, just the sight of a camera rocking up and down, betraying the cameraman's panic, even though they're unseen. Over and over through spaces that make less and less sense. Some of you guys have been asking me to do a reaction video to Kane Pixels, and I think I might. I'm definitely on that kick. I found the altar. Oh my... Bulging eyes, just like... Actually, just like what that kid drew. Oh god, there's nothing here. Okay, into the vents. Where I can safely read that note. I don't know what year it is. Jacob made it here. I've completely lost track of time. It could have been a month, or maybe even a whole year. It don't matter. I stumbled upon one of those folders they were all secretive about, the one labeled Item 608. They told us those documents were classified and strictly off limits. But screw that, you know? We're all just pawns in their messed up game. I'm glad I read them, though, because Item 608 is the reason they warned us to steer clear of the freaking darkness. It's like something out of a freaking nightmare, man. This thing crawls through the vents, and if the lights go out, it'll tear you apart. But when the lights flick back on, poof, it's gone. Or maybe it changes shape? I can't tell, man. The document's all vague and cryptic. Thank goodness I haven't come face to face with one of those monstrosities yet. You're just hoping it stays that way, you know? You're a very 1970s guy, I'll give you that. Yeah, definitely teleportation happening in the vents, which is probably not an easy thing to manage with procedural generation. I think this is the one we opened earlier. Opened, but didn't go into. Alright, looked for closed doors. That's all we can do. Back there! Well, I warped through you. Luckily, my flashlight was on.
Shit. If I step in there, I'll get fried. Cut the power off somehow.
I'm starting to think it's also the thing making that noise. This is back where we started. We can see you at a distance, because my light doesn't reach over there. But I don't know where to go. That door's still closed. Item 608. Entity 608 is a non-corporeal entity that manifests in locations devoid of light within any location of the superstructure currently discovered. When viewed, 608 appears as a dimly lit, gaunt face emerging from the darkness. Since 608 is non-corporeal, it is not affected by solid objects or walls in any area devoid of light. However, for unknown reasons, it can still interact with physical objects and inflict wounds onto redacted. Entities will appear in any areas devoid of light. 608 will vanish if trapped in an area is 608 will vanish if trapped in an area is subsequently lit up, but over time will disable said lights and remanifest. If a sighting of Entity 608 occurs, avoid any contact with the entity. If spotted by the entity, make sure to stay around lit areas and to avoid any areas dim or devoid of light, as Entity 608 has been known to pursue prey relentlessly until there is no dwelling area devoid of light within however many kilometers. So they've had this go on for a long time. Killing the light buys us time, but not nearly enough. Hey, this one's not going off. Right, only when it's near. Dude, I don't know where to go. Once again, we're just looking for another power switch. Nope. Don't care. Oh, you are here. Cool. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. You spend time with your buddy, the entity. Oh, there's no doors to close. Come on. I'm going through batteries like crazy here. Alright, just turn all these on as we go. There's nothing but another vent. So oh, you totally can go through doors now. You've decided. Just laughing at me as I crawl into a U-sized space, but I'd never be able to evade you here. Let me guess, a right-on teleport? No, that does lead us somewhere new. And this place is a lot stingier than the library with the batteries. Glow stick. Well, at least we're far away from the thing, and back here. Well, that wasn't helpful. Right, back into the vent, because it kind of seems like I've been basically everywhere. This we haven't opened. There's another of these. Do I really just need to get you to kill all the TVs in the place? Ooh, a battery pack. Didn't know we could find those. But once again, Familiar ground, which is the last thing I want. Up and over the table. A basement! Okay, this is what we're looking for. Anything in the lockers? Battery? Yeah, just keep things on the floor of the locker. Battery. Battery, this one's sure we're okay. I can hear you tapping around up there.
This will cut the power. I know the lights are gonna be off.
Oh my god! Oh, it's what? Oh, you can kill me if I run over you! There's a whole bunch of batteries in the pews here. I really just can't touch you at all, even while you're still. Which is not how any other entity like this works. What is item 4? Oh, you. Well, at least we can learn about you. A malevolent anomaly predominantly located within the Alpha and Lambda superstructures. It has the appearance of a ceramic doll, exhibiting mobility exclusively in the absence of sentient observers, including when it is in an area devoid of visible light. Thanks for that weirdly specific inclusion. Under the required condition, ARC-4 engages in aggressive pursuit, targeting, and eliminating adult human individuals. Notably, the entity primarily focuses on incapacitating its victims by forcibly removing their eyes, aiming to disable their sense of sight. Occasional instances have been reported wherein ARC-4 inexplicably vanishes from its observed location. The manner by which it accomplishes this phenomenon remains unknown, as any attempts to document this occurrence have resulted in the failure of recording devices. Moreover, it displays remarkable physical strength, effortlessly overpowering adult males. In rare cases, reports indicate that it's been observed something, leading to dangerous and potentially lethal situations. Cool redaction. Immediate reporting is imperative upon any visual detection of ARC-4. If a direct encounter with the entity transpires, immediate evacuation of the area is mandatory. For retrieval and containment operations, a minimum of 3 operatives is required, each equipped with high-power flashlights and headlamps. Of the 3 operatives, 2 must maintain uninterrupted visual contact with the entity, while the remaining operative concentrates on containment procedures. So pretty much the exact same thing as 073. I think it was 073. But yeah, couldn't even jump over it. But we also learned, besides things clipping into this, that you can appear in all manner of places. You're not limited to one spot. They woke us up super early today. The alarms were blaring loud, but this time it was different. Instead of our usual caretakers yanking us out of bed, there were these soldiers with big guns standing all quiet by the door. It was scary. The whole day felt like a dream. We scrambled to put on our clothes real quick, and they took us to the gymnasium. But deep down, I knew something bad was waiting for us there. So this Jacob is basically 70s us. Oh, hey, howdy. We found you. And you're right next to here. Wait, can we get you to do it again?
This will cut the power.
Yeah, it's just every time, but okay, I guess we'll give you a chance to move forward. How fast are you? I need these batteries. Like, I really need them. And now I just have to go back. The vents should actually take me there. And I set up just the way to do it. That's not far enough. See, there's a vent near the start that I already used the screwdriver on, but I did not go through. I'm gonna use more than one whole battery just getting these, so I'm out of here. In this case, we may be able to solve this one in minutes. I've just gotta find where I left it. Yep, there it is. So this should be right around the corner somewhere. Question is, which corner? There we are. No, you don't. Yeah, that's right, you're crying because you can't catch me. Okay, water slides are altogether more terrifying when the inside is fully submerged, but I think what's behind us is worse. Also, our sides are going to be cut open on the jagged edges clipping through. Oh hey, we are all at once in a much better place. Heavenly, in fact. Friend? Maybe we're supposed to feel that way. Is that the entity that resides here? It looks vaguely friendly. The church rooms, I'm just gonna say, they were awesome. Keeping us in the dark, allowing our flashlight to do a lot of the environmental work. It's a very specific type of backrooms that I have never seen done before, would never have thought of, and the entity that was placed there, actually both entities, were perfect for it. And again, maybe it's just me, but I did find the found footage element to really enhance that. We can be decontaminated. Oh, my. We died. Okay, it makes sense that it would break the camera. It's fun that breaking the camera is a game over. I hear it whispering. Alright, so are we trying to turn this off so that we can get through? Is that our goal? Oh, even touching it, there's not even an opportunity to back out. We are just insta-dead. Okay. So, no harm comes to us, just the camera. The chlorine burns. Hey! I see the pool floaties are in migration season. It's weird, the graffiti is moving around, but the opening structure is staying the same. Just the opening, though. Oh, and that's why. Oh, we went for quite a journey. Hey, why is it that the misting that's going on over there is enough to break the camera, but being submerged in the pipe isn't? So, it's definitely nice. The water is constantly rushing, creating an echo that constantly fills the space. I mean, it's not loud, but it's deafening compared to everything we've been through. Is there an exclusive poolside bar up there? Well, it's definitely our intended exit, but do we have to find a key? I don't think so. I actually can't even interact with it. So here's my next question. Can we stand on the floaties? Not really, but we can move them around, take them out of their element. Although it seems cruel to do so. How do I get to the balconies? Good question. Oh! That wasn't a friend sort of noise. It looks like a statue of like a seal or something. It's giving us more egg timers and a completely submerged battery. I'm sure it's fine. Just all the chemicals and chlorine. I'd be very wary of putting this in my camera, but we've got 28 of them. And this place is doing a lot of the lighting work itself, so now is our time to conserve. Ooh. Is this a bottomless pit? Sure is. So we collect from these coolers beside the entrance, but of course now the world gen will have changed. Procedural generation is not my favorite thing for story mode. but it kind of works with the way they've set it up. I just think it kind of limits the narrative possibilities. I mean, by all means, do it in more of a survival mode, which this game has. Hello. It's in a bit of a familiar shape, isn't it? You actually recognized when I was zooming in on you. You don't want to be seen. And you didn't do that horror sound effect this time, so our first encounter with you can go different ways. Wonder if anybody else will be deposited down here. Okay, this will be our exit then. Never mind, we can come right in. Let's pick you up, Lucky Duck. Never mind, we can't actually rotate you as far as I know. I mean, it would probably be useful to carry one of these with us, right? In case we get into a bad situation, make sure we're not pulled under. But no, this is... Oh, it's just kind of letting me do it. We can go down any of these ways, so I guess we will. Maybe these are the vents of the pool rooms. Water behaves very strangely here. Whee! Oh my god. Well, we found how to get to the balconies. Broken goggles. How long have you been here? You look like you've been dead less than a day. Your eyes are completely rolled up. I guess it sort of makes sense that bodies wouldn't decompose. They don't need food or water. Everything here is completely ageless. There's definitely nefarious things happening with those who know about it, but for those who don't, it's even worse, and even they don't know everything. Don't open your eyes underwater. Oh, we'll have to. I heard something. Oh. Oh! That moment of relief was quickly tarnished. A serpent! Okay, get away from you. You'll hiss in the dark. Do you need to stay in the dark? I'm not sure. Was that speech? If it is, I can't understand what you're saying. You have no qualms about coming into the light. Just wrapping around those poles in there, though, that seems to be your preferred domain. Next question is going to be, am I faster than you? Authorized personnel only. Well, can't get more authorized than a sea serpent. Put that in the out-of-context reel. Collect all this stuff. There's no reason not to, as far as I know. What about around these corners? Things do get tight, but a snake... Well, who am I kidding? I acted like you wouldn't be able to come through these, but you're a snake. Your whole specialty is fitting in places. Magic 8-ball, what does that do? Shows your danger level. I am unfamiliar with the concept, I must admit. This game really hopes you'll stumble upon an explanation. A control room, or control panel. Keycard slot, that's what we're looking for. Well, it belongs to this organization. Are we lowering stairs or draining the water? So maybe danger level has to do with upsetting the being that may be a friend? Okay, information is key. 708, hazardous phenomenon. Entity 708 manifests as a highly aggressive and malevolent organism, predominantly observed within the confines of the Lima superstructure. Its physical form is notably serpent-like, with a significant deviation being its head, which disturbingly resembles a human face. I am only barely acquainted, all I saw was the silhouette. With a significant deviation, the entity's behavior patterns are marked by hostility and a predilection for ambushing living prey. Despite exhibiting non-sentient characteristics, Entity 708 possesses the ability to mimic human vocalizations as a method to attract its prey. These attempts at mimicry, however, are crudely executed, resulting in distorted and unconvincing imitations of human speech. The entity is endowed with exceptional visual acuity, enabling it to detect and track moving targets with remarkable precision. A peculiar aspect of its sensory perception is its inability to recognize static objects or individuals as potential prey. So their vision is based on movement. When a target is apprehended, Entity 708 employs constriction as its primary method of subdual, subsequently ingesting the immobilized victim whole. Upon visual confirmation of the entity, immediate stillness is advised. Its motion-based perception system can be deceived by a lack of movement. If escape is necessary, seek areas with obstructed sightlines and remain immobile. Due to the entity's considerable speed, outrunning it is impractical. Containment strategies detailed in 708.3 are predicated on reliance on movement detection, dictating procedures for safe engagement and containment. Even more. Item 589 exhibits the outward appearance of a 1973 asbest microwave. It is designed by its primarily wooden exterior and a stainless steel front panel. The front panel is outfitted with two multifunctional dials, each presenting 3 unique settings. The first dial includes icons of a coiled serpent, an open eye, and a biohazard symbol. The second dial features icons of a crescent moon, an hourglass, and a sun. The symbols suggest a deeper complexity, as they are intended for concurrent use to manipulate the object's functions. The core anomaly of 589 lies in its ability to transmute any object placed within it. The nature and extent of these transformations are influenced by the combination of settings chosen on the dials. Outcomes range from minor alterations to complete transfiguration into new objects, with some results displaying anomalous properties of their own. The mechanisms of this metamorphosis are not fully understood, and seem to operate beyond known physical laws. Instances of the item spontaneously manifest throughout the wider superstructure, rendering traditional containment methods unfeasible. It's been determined that maintaining at least one instance of 589 in each superstructure outpost is beneficial. However, interaction with it is restricted to personnel with Level 2 clearance or higher. Moreover, experimentation involving organic materials is strictly limited to personnel with Level 4 clearance, due to the unpredictable and potentially hazardous nature of the transformations. Detailed logs of known outcomes and the settings associated with them are cataloged in 5891 for reference by authorized personnel. There is an SCP that is just like this. Same combinations, same outcomes, so at least you can learn by trial and error, I guess? Still, what on earth is thing even can here? Oh my god! Well, it doesn't matter, because we're going back to the start now. Applying none of what we just learned, because it's a completely different layout now. Like I said, it kind of makes it hard to apply anything, but it seems like all of these levels really are just the same handful of rooms, just placed in a different order. None of them has really been all that big. Okay, we found this. It's not like Dreamcore where you wander for a long time trying to find the exit. It is find all of these things or find this and bring it back here. My inventory is full, but there's a coin. Oh wait, we've kept everything we picked up. Okay, let's Danger level 0. Cool. So this is not consumable. We keep it forever. I don't imagine this is useful, right? Drop the broken goggles and take this. Loony, a Canadian dollar. Hattie. Oh, I had to look directly at you. We got a much better look that time. You're pretty adorable, I'm not gonna lie. That is a cute entity. But yeah, it seems like these rooms are copied wholesale rather than for individual elements. Maybe we can use that to our advantage? There's just no pushing through to there. You're looking from afar again. And you make the same sound as a popping balloon. It's this place again. Pop it once more. For a second I thought there was like an angel statue or something standing down there. I saw a slide back that way. Maybe we can take it. Light rays and shadows in here are an interesting addition, I will say. And that's another corpse. How do I get to the balconies? Well, that one looks like you could climb, and maybe you did. Maybe you were punished for it. Okay, we can go down there. Yeah, light rays are definitely an interesting addition to this space. You're just all over. Now, those sound effects were a little mismatched. I bet that comes out up there. Or no, it's a different color slide. Found you. Your arc staff. And we got the level 1 keycard. Just need to find our way back now. Back to here. Know that this is where I went before. I came through here, I believe. Oh. I was gonna say, we may be able to finish this without ever even seeing your enemy and mine. There we go. Rising on up. So, Ark actually has some level of control over this. Maybe it's something they figured out how to do and managed to lock it to a panel, or maybe they installed it themselves for containment purposes. Either way, that thing doesn't seem to be bothering us, so it's alright with me, I guess. Hey, we made it! Made it straight to you. So if I wanted to place something, say one of... a glow stick? Does this work or not? The egg timer went off. I don't know where it went. What happens if we push this button? Well, the gate at the back of this opened, but the water has not stopped. Hey, what's happening with this door? This thing was behind me, wasn't it? I can't move it anymore. Can I get the goggles back and try them on the microwave? I can put the coin down for now. I mean, if push comes to shove, I'm probably just gonna end up getting rid of the, what do you call it, the timers, because I don't need them. Oh, I can place this. Alright. Well, eye makes sense. Right? The eye? Because I use it for eye protection. Alright, what happens if we try this? I didn't get any feedback when I was, like, moving dials and stuff. Okay! What is this? Oh, a waterproof camcorder case. I was trying to fix the goggles. Protects your camera from water damage. And it's now on at the cost of slightly obscured vision. And now that that's open, that means we can get out, right? Okay, does it matter what we chose for all this? Can I put it back in? I can't. No. Alright, so I wasn't actually putting anything in. I was just using the objects. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a document that would have figured that out or something. That's the thing, like, you kind of have to luck onto so many things, but maybe certain things are assured. That's an imitation of who? I'm not gonna lie, this thing is actually genuinely really creepy. We need to avoid its sight. Remember, we got lucky before. We can't run from this thing. Oh, you. Great. Oh my god. Go around a corner and stay still. You suck so much. Ah, you're like an oarfish. The way your tail just like curves around corners and stuff so much of the time, we just miss you. Oh my god. Oh my god, come on! You're gonna come out of there then, right? You know to stay still, I just don't know where you're going to be facing at a given moment. It kind of sounds like you're going back. You are? Have not established if you can hear, is the thing. Should I just go this way and see where it takes me? Oh my god, 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 I'm so close, I'm so close! Let me in! Let me, oh my god! I couldn't crouch, I was pressing control! It wouldn't let me! We still have the waterproof camcorder case, so that sort of acts as a checkpoint in the form of items. But yeah, we're really just... Okay, that tells us. Mysterious recipe, which gets added to our documents. Well, I never saw that before, I just was gonna go one at a time. Starting with I because, like, you know, obviously, but I still don't understand what the crescent does. Oh, this is a new and unsafe setup? A lifeguard's nightmare. No, this is. A much more reasonable pool room, but curtains, radiators like that, and whatever these structures are supposed to be. Oh, we found a battery, yes, but also a tape. So question, will the gate remain open? So question, will the gate remain open? No, that much we do have to do. But we keep the case and we keep the ID. Ooh, a locker room. With a couple of hiding spots, too. We are becoming quite burdened by all these batteries. At this point, I am just looking for a place to insert that key card, which is right here. So, there you go. Yep. We can actually ride this thing all the way up. And be just as impatient as we want about it. That gate will open. And Snake is presumably now added somewhere. This is the second time now, I just haven't seen it at all. I think I may have heard it. Yeah, you're out there. What's more, I don't know what kind of role sound plays, but I have noticed that the mic icon continues to go up even with my mic disabled. Just because of the sound my character is making. New spot. Haven't seen this before. Hey, can I take that upgraded light from you? No, it's mounted in your mouth. We've got like 51 flashlight batteries. We are so prepared for another scenario where we have to stay in the light, which is why there'll never be one. So now we're doing this thing where we're just sort of waiting for a slow-moving enemy, and this is kind of the problem that I have with the most out of anything, is these levels are procedurally generated. It's all about hit all the points, and then you can go back to the first point and leave. And so you just end up seeing a lot of the same things over and over. You spend a lot of time just waiting for a slow-moving enemy to leave. And after the first time something gets you, it stops being scary and starts being tedious. Tell you what, though, I don't know the way back, but I do know the way down that slide, so let's just make sure we have this equipped. Because it unequips it when you die and respawn, and the world respawns. So let's go through here. Howdy do to you. And hopefully this means that we're far away from that thing. It's aggravating how all of this could have taken 2 seconds had it just actually crouched when I pressed control. But instead here we are, I don't even know how long it's been later. This looks like our exit. And with the gate open and the camera protected, let's move. In we go. Maybe this thing will even be useful beyond this. Oh, a dive into a bottomless pit. You know, I opened with that and you called me crazy, but okay, sure, here we are doing it when we're allowed to do it. There's another closed gate over there. Can we open that? We are just letting all sorts of entities run rampant, aren't we? Well, cowabunga. What's next? That was a noise? Shootopia. It's a fast food after hours theme. Alright, let's give this a shot. See, once again, you're allowing the flashlight to set the mood, and that mood is a good one.
This elevator has no power.
One little candle lit in a 90s McDonald's. Imagery I've never seen, but I immediately recognize it. It's the fear of mom going home and leaving you while you're in the play place. Oh god, you remember the ball pit game? Brapsack. Really game. I don't even feel the need to pick that up and find out what it is. Also, our inventory is full. I'm not sure if we need the camcorder case anymore. I assume we don't, or if there is need for it, we'll find another one later. Oh, just one more thing for the next explorer to find. I wonder if they're still taking people to bring them here, like if the whole school is a front, or if it's something that was done and abandoned, but now it's just something that can be stumbled into. Now from in here, can we see outside? It doesn't seem like we can. Not even with the flashlight off. The silence of this is so weird, too. Like, every one of these places was full of screaming kids, and take that away. Feels more like a nightmare. The playrooms. Alright, what do these do? Stink bombs. So we've got a smell-based enemy now. Each one has been based around a different sense, I suppose. Well, look, there are 8 tapes. I don't know how many we've done so far. But we've got to be most of the way out now, right? There was the library, the church, the pools, the bathrooms. Oh god, you just come straight for me. What are... Another long guy. Yep. Drop down. Ah, and we can actually grab onto the ledge if we're close. That did something. It stopped you from moving. 5 loonies. And what do I use these for? Oh, I bet you attract attention also, right? And you do something bad. These are presumably all opening doorways somewhere. Whoa! Whoa! Nothing can kill us here but the entities. And, whoa! We have crazy physics as well! Oh my god. That really does get to you. You ever have a dream where you're falling? How the simplest thing can propel you so high into the air? That's exactly what this is. This is childhood nightmares. We are no longer the classrooms at all, but it's doing cool things. Hey. I stink. Okay, so it's a bug attracted to smell. Now let's see if it can get me up here. Oh, it totally can. Oh my god. Alright, they thought of this. I bet deodorant is what this is for. We can run. Those things probably increase our stink. Okay, well, we're basically on nightmare mode now. There's some. Inventory full, screw you. There we go. I don't stink anymore. And I guess that's a victory in and of itself. Yep. Now, if anything, the incentive to stay alive in this is to preserve your own world so you can keep in mind where you actually are. Otherwise, it's easy to get lost. I have no idea what I'm even looking for. Well, I can play with these things. Oh, you'll actually respond in kind. Alright. And we get stinked. So what's our reward if we win? I was just pushing buttons. I didn't even realize at first that you were also doing it. That turns you off. So it's all just devices. Devices all over. You're still following me from down there. Ah, there was deodorant back there. Could try something. Oh, we fall through the lights. Can't stand on them. It would kind of be the answer to all our problems, wouldn't it? This is kind of an inventive level. Not something I've ever seen before. Arcade
Fuse boxes.
and Utopia, these are all down. So we can move this, but there's also potentially 3 more. Oh, and we're back here. Or something. Man, this must have been a mess for playtesting the procedural generation, huh? Whoa. It doesn't even necessarily put us onto solid ground. We can end up on a wall. But that's very much part of the plan, isn't it? Malicious Entity 829. A large, grotesque centipede-like creature with a body segmented into numerous chitinous plates that resides within the Theta superstructure. The entity's sharp, pointed legs enable it to move swiftly across both horizontal and vertical surfaces, including walls and ceilings. The entity is covered in a dark, glossy exoskeleton that gives it a menacing appearance. It lacks visual and auditory organs, relying solely on an advanced olfactory system to detect prey. Its highly developed sense of smell allows it to track victims over long distances with terrifying accuracy. The entity is sensitive to changes in its environment, making it difficult to avoid once detected. The primary anomalous trait is its method of attack. It decapitates its prey with a single swift motion of its powerful mandibles, then attaches the victim's head to its body. So, what it's wearing is a previous victim? The head attached to the front of the entity appears to serve as both a decoy and a trophy, suggesting a psychological or ritualistic component to its behavior. Despite lacking visual and auditory senses, it is highly efficient at locating and pursuing prey using its acute sense of smell. In the event of an encounter, personnel are advised to mask their scent and avoid any actions that could cause sweating, as the entity relies heavily on its sense of smell to locate prey. The use of strong odors or scent-masking agents is recommended as a potential deterrent, though their effectiveness remains unconfirmed. I wonder if running causes us to sweat. Or maybe affects the length of time we stay deodoranted up? Ew. Yep. Oh, hey. It's our turn, but this is going to end in a draw. Okay, so those behave exactly as expected. Haven't actually tried throwing anything at entities yet. 470. Okay, haven't come across that yet. But we can see it there. 470 is a large humanoid entity primarily distinguished by its massive stone-like head, resembling a decayed human face. The head is cracked and weathered, with fleshy legs protruding from its mouth and tendrils extending from the eye sockets. Despite lacking traditional sensory organs, Art 470 possesses heightened olfactory and auditory senses, enabling it to detect prey from significant distances. It may be here. It expels large parasitic leeches from its nasal cavity, These leeches latch onto living beings, embedding themselves in the flesh and severely impairing movement. Victims of an infestation experience extreme pain and immobilization. Its advanced sensory capabilities allow it to track prey over considerable distances. The leeches it expels are biologically anomalous, designed to incapacitate targets by reducing their mobility. It is uncontained. Retrieval teams must employ scent masking agents and maintain silence to avoid detection. Direct engagement is discouraged. In encounters, personnel must mask their scent and avoid actions that induce sweating. Immediate removal of leeches is essential to prevent incapacitation. Okay, but how are they removed? Look at that. That's precisely what you are. And it's kind of interesting coming directly off the pool rooms, because we sort of expect an entity with a human-like head, but... well, you're human-like for an entirely different reason. Hey, there's more money up here. I'm just trying to get as high up as I can. Climbing on the nets outside the nets is also considered a valid strategy, clearly. Speaking of valid strategies, we may need a different strategy for the world gen. A lot of these really do just seem to affect lights. But I don't know to what extent the lights actually matter. Use those, keep our inventory open. I mean, everything here is scent, or in one case, sound. But we haven't encountered that guy yet. Oh, there's definitely something there. So what do you say we try for that? Yep. A little cheating never hurt. But here, it's not cheating, it's expected as part of the game. The Flamingo Lounge. The arcade. The chlorine mouth. Jack Nicholson didn't even remove it from the Shining cover. And The Lost Tapes, a found-footage horror movie based on a true story. www.we'rewatching.u. Pretty cool in 1996. Shriek. Avenge her. Screecho. Be quiet or he'll hear you. These people are celebrities in their own minds, I'm sorry.
A ticket arcade. Wonder what the prizes are.
Yeah, you know, every once in a while I forget that you're actually a character in this. You only seem to pipe up at the weirdest of moments. There's a Chutopia tape right there. Ah, we can actually earn prizes, including a bigger backpack. Well, tell you what, long term, that's probably really useful. A chew toy? And a level 2 access card. Okay, maybe we do want to do this. Yep, level 2 keycard required, and for that we need power. So the way out, presumably, is through the arcade. You're still a problem. Thing is, I haven't seen anywhere where we can get those. We can go around the side of the building. In fact, around the whole back. But nothing to be found. Okay, will you do it? You will not. Okay, so sometimes you'll grab onto something and sometimes you just won't. And now we're dead. And now everything is reset. So, kind of sent mixed messages on whether we could do that. Oh, hey, that one drops me right down here.
Fuse boxes.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I could just lube this over here. It only takes 2 to open Chutopia again. Let's grab some deodorant and some money. So we have it if need be. You guys are encroaching on my safe spot. It's out there somewhere. So the problem with tic-tac-toe is it always ends in a draw if you're playing properly. I can pop you like that. Although that seems to have gotten your attention. Where are you, by the way? Oh, there you are. I'm just kind of hearing you from all over! Alright, I need to get out of here. And down these is usually a safe bet. Oh my god! Really? Okay, once more, this game you just cannot jump over things. Unless you've got a real head start. Wow, one of these things to nowhere. What happens if I just hit you in the face? Oh my god, okay, you are here now. Well, you react, you don't like it. That much is clear. So they're both insect-based. And you're out there. Alright, so what we really want is all the lights on, because that allows us to see where we're going from a distance. And that's our main superpower. Can we hit this from here? No, and if we jump down, we can't get back up. Well, I guess it doesn't matter now. I can already see the arcade down there. Yet this is all about lights. So if we don't go right through, or if we do in this way, the good way, you are in many ways hoping for a good world gen when this happens. But this means we don't have to expend any of our plentiful batteries here. It also means we can play this basketball game.
I wonder what the prizes are.
Which, in real life, is my jam, or was at one time. Yep. Of course, relying on video game physics is less good. Well, this is what the coins are for. Kind of interesting that we could start collecting them further back. Alright, so we want to bounce this off the ceiling, right? Yep. I guess that counted. Yep. None of them going in, but all of them, or most of them counting. Come on. Whoa. Problem is having to look away, so you lose your rhythm. But once you figure out where to point, you'll pretty much get it every time. Aim for the light. Okay. So how many tickets does that come out to? 12. How many do we need? 150. So I don't know if I have enough loonies for this, but remember, we do get to keep everything. Okay, well, let's put that in, because now we have power. And watch some of these.
Come on down to Utopia. Smiles and fun, we love to see ya. Food and games and laughter too. Everyone's got something to do. Hop on down to Froggy's Arcade. Win some games and you'll get paid. Every corner something new. Utopia's the place for you. Utopia, Utopia, where the fun never ends. Utopia, bring your family and friends. So much to taste, so much to see, but don't you know you'll never leave? Run and climb until you drop. Just don't look back and never stop. children into meat and sew their eyeballs to the seeds. Don't you think that's pretty neat? Chootopia, Chootopia, where fun never ends. Chootopia, Chootopia, you'll never see your family again.
I think I went there once as a kid. Alright, Art Tape 1.
Welcome to the ARC training program. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge and skills necessary to safely navigate the anomalous dimension known as the Lambda superstructure. As you may know, ARC is dedicated to exploring and mapping out the Lambda superstructure. This dimension can be a challenging environment, and it's important to be aware of the signs that indicate the presence of entities. If you encounter flickering lights, be aware that this may indicate the presence of an entity. In these situations, it's important to remain calm and take precautions to ensure your safety. If you find yourself in a dark environment, be aware that this may also indicate the presence of an entity. It's important to always have a source of light with you and to remain focused and alert. If you encounter a friendly-looking animal, it's important to be cautious.
I saw a friendly-looking animal.
We wish you the best of luck in your journey. Stay safe and always be prepared.
Typical ARC, always redacting the important parts. Okay, one more. I really appreciate that tape because it actually, in this game of all places, understood that less is more. The silence is worse than anything it could have showed us, where the Chootopia one was on the nose, way out there, but really more humorous in tone, so it leaned into it. This one's trying to be creepy, and so it does it the best way it could. A legacy of innovation.
Welcome to Asbest Incorporated, a beacon of progress and innovation in the digital age. Founded in 1925 by the visionary Daniel Asbest, our company has been at the forefront of technological advancement, shaping the future with every step we take. In the heart of the Roaring Twenties, Daniel Asbest, a pioneer in the burgeoning field of computational technology, laid the cornerstone of what would become a global empire. His dedication to excellence and innovation guided Asbest Inc. through the tumultuous years, setting the stage for a revolution in information technology. 1961 marked the beginning of a new era for Asbest Inc. With the reins passed to his capable son, Alexander Asbest, the company ventured into uncharted territories. Under Alexander's leadership, Asbest Inc. not only continued its legacy of innovation, but also expanded its horizons beyond what was thought possible. Alexander Asbest, driven by his father's pioneering spirit, propelled the company into the digital age. Asbest computers, with their state-of-the-art design and unparalleled processing power, quickly became the cornerstone of industries, governments, and Today, Asbest Inc. stands as a titan of technology, a testament to the vision of its founders. Our journey from humble beginnings to becoming a cornerstone of the digital revolution is a story of ambition, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Thank you for being a part of our story. Asbest Inc., lighting the path to the future.
Okay, so I think I found where the other 10% of the AI assets are. But still, that didn't tell us anything directly. It wasn't creepy on its own, but it sort of implies that the computers we saw earlier are important in all this somehow. Okay, well, this is what we really care about. We'll avoid leaving if we can. We just found 5 more coins. Chef's choice. This is just gambling. Driftmaster. This looks tough. Oh, we gotta insert this thing through here. It doesn't drop it automatically. Nope. Oh, come on. Okay, so this is just a waste. I don't want to do anything that doesn't give me consistent gains. They do have skee ball. There we go. Give me. And yep. We can send that right down the track. There we go. It's a little awkward with these mechanics. I'm not sure how we actually propel it, like, harder. I guess it's more of just to center it up and hope for the best. Ooh, 50? Maybe leaning further over helps? It definitely seems to. That one just came right back. Nice. Okay, so each one kind of has its own feel within the mechanics of the game. That one just got stuck, which shouldn't happen. And it's over. How many is that? Let me have them. 10. Okay. So, say we get 10 per, that's another 190. I guess I'll just be playing arcade games for a while. Okay, well, I kind of understand this, because, I mean, I had just said that I was starting to get a little bit annoyed with kind of doing the same thing each time. Just like Slender the 8 Pages style, finding a bunch of things and bringing them back to a place. So this is breaking that mold a little bit. Here, we can see everything from the start, but we have to figure out how to navigate it. There's a bunch of things within that space that we can manipulate and use to make things easier or harder, or depending on what we need in the moment. This is mechanically awkward and weird, but it's more dense than the other levels, and I can at least see what it's trying to do. And hopefully we're doing a little better this time around. The problem is when it doesn't know, we gotta hurry up and get in the thing. So for 320 points, we get how much? I don't know if there's any consistency to this, but it's definitely a much bigger stack. 16. Okay, this is my game. Which makes sense, because in real life I do quite like skee ball. And the basketball game, so I'm torn. How am I holding the camera and doing this? Well, this game can be played one-handed. In fact, it is played one-handed, so I guess that makes sense, but the basketball one makes far less. Come on. The biggest problem is when I go to click on something and it doesn't pick up. But it seems very random how high it actually ends up going. Yep. Should I just be aiming for the end here? No. Yep, 330. We bested our record slightly, I think. Oh, this is just gravy. How many do we have? 54. We're on our way. I'm moving to the middle one just, like, because. But it's odd. I feel safer with the one on the right. That's my machine. Is this how gambling addicts feel about particular slot machines? Yeah, aiming higher on the thing definitely seems to be how we do this, while taking care not to hit the visor. Yep. These things keep getting stuck, though. It's so weird. Like, it should not be able to happen as often as it does, or, you know, at all. Maybe slowing it down is the way. You know, aim our shots up. Toss. Aim for... Actually, aim for the 10. Oh, we aimed for it and we got it. Yeah, it's very, very random, it seems. Very random, the outcome. What we want, I guess, is for it to have the most energy at the bottom of that hill. Okay, fine. Just take forever to give me more. Oh, there's a record. There's a big record. 390. I think our previous best was 330. At a certain point, I should just start grabbing ones from the adjacent machines. There's nobody here to tell me no. I'm kind of more invested in this than I've been in anything since the church rooms. Alright, well, we've got more than enough tickets. And we may as well try this at least once, right? Yep. Win. Okay. I spun it. Wait, does that not count? Okay. Hey, you remember a second ago when I did win? I guess we gotta reach a certain speed. This time we do win. What do we actually get for that? And does it average out to being worth it? Maybe. That's a fair few. 17. Probably not as worth it as just playing skee-ball and getting that every time. Now what about this? I've never used these, so I don't know how they work. Press to stop. Oh, it's a timing game. This is so pointless. Okay, we got it. But again, you'll fail most of the time, so it has to compensate you for that fact. I think it is. These are probably our biggest single point wins. 25. Okay, well that's probably how you would do this. But I ain't going back out there and looking for more loonies. So instead, I'm just gonna grab this. Take my tickets, mister! Do I have to sit there and wait for you to do all of this, really? Well, guess I'll play some more games while I wait. Like it really matters. Alright. Can we get this? I feel like arcade games are designed... Step back a bit. I feel like arcade games are designed to piss you off. So that you'll spend more time on them. Like, okay, well, I have to get it. But I've never had that mindset. You know? No place other than YouTube have I more had to confront my default mindset, which is, okay, this is going to be annoying, bye. Alright, I choose you. Drop into the pit.
I can use this to open that door.
I just hope this gets me somewhere. Yep. Aha! Now we have a second fuse, which means...
Second fuse. I can use this to power up the restaurant.
Yes, thank you. I've forgotten your name, but you have got the idea. Kinda cool of you to actually join us as a character somewhat in this level. We need to get back up there, though. And with the play space dark... Oh, that's problematic. We can play more games! No, but what I was saying is, with the play space dark, we can't actually see where we're going. We will have the fuse. No matter what now, we've got it. Okay, so that whole pulling yourself up thing was a one-time trick, huh? Yep. We can use this to get higher up, though. Whoa! More loony. Less you. Maybe this even goes all the way up. It does not. Great. Hey, what?! There we go, we win. What do we get? Ah, we win loonies for beating this. Oh, great! Thank you! Thank you, game! You dropped me right on top of it. Oh, parts of it can just fall off into nothing. See, this game is always cool while you're figuring out what you need and what to do and how it works. And then it just becomes kind of tediously waiting for it to let you through after that. Whoa.
A ticket arcade. Wonder what the prizes are.
You actually keep what we had. At this point, I guess we're pretty much obligated to keep doing what we did before. We need that backpack.
Chicken dinner.
You have lines specifically for this. Yeah, what I found is that it's not the most efficient tickets. You won't get the most for what you want, but this is the fastest way to do it. So when you have a surplus, do it that way. Backpack, please. Thank you. And we get 3 extra slots. I could not have the extra loonies and not come back for that. In we go. Grab this.
Second fuse. I can use this to power up the restaurant.
I'm kind of digging it, and then it just gets annoying on the way back where you're just kind of trying to go through a checklist until it's done. Okay, we need to get back to the power station. Getting up high usually helps, but not when it's laid out like this. Leech attached? What do you mean leech attached? And does it actually say what I can do about it? And now I stink. So you're gonna be coming for me. These things out. You in.
I need a second
Fuse, fuse.
This box takes 2 fuses.
Yes. Let's go. And get out. Oop. They're just always around, aren't they? I can actually hear you sniffing in the dark for me. Now the question, this is the arcade. So, there we go. We're navigating all the way back. Leech attached. Yep. That's gonna hurt our mobility. But maybe if we can get out of here, maybe we can use some of the kitchen equipment to turn it into something delicious. Now that's wishful thinking. Wait, is the leech stopping our jumping as well? I don't know, but we can get on top of Jutopia. That buys us time and brings us to the end. One hopes. Oh, one really friggin' hopes. Yes. Just coming back in the same way we did before. Like we never left. Hi, Mom. I'm back. And stinky. But you're used to that. And now we powered on the elevator, and now we can leave. See, this place is altogether more inviting. Unfortunately, we just reached the scariest twist of all. There are no fries ready to go. Well, I'll accept the battery as payment. Did we keep anything else? Oh, just the memories. And a bigger backpack. It's actually kind of cool that we were able to stick around and engage with this and earn things that will help us, like, even far beyond. Later, taters. Wait. This looks familiar. The kid rooms. Hey, that's my line. Well, I guess dogs can be your territory. You said if you see a cute animal, try to ignore them. Okay, well, that's your territory now. This is creepy. It's well lit, but it's like a classroom mixed with a play area. Like the kind of thing kids wish school could be. Artwork of an autumn forest on the wall.
Is there a table around to assemble these?
Oh, we're doing a puzzle. That's our long-term goal, yeah. That's exactly what this is, the dream of a perfect school. Well, I guess we found our way back to the title eventually. But does that mean we're closer to finding our way out of here? There is the elephant in the room hanging over all of this, and that's that we know that we're not making it out of this. At least, not without running into Ark. Because they're using this tape for training. That's the thing they front-loaded all of this with, and I wonder if the developers are regretting that.
This looks important. Better keep it for now.
Lots and lots of puzzle pieces. And lots of things we can read. Item 686. 686 are malicious entities that, redacted, appears docile. However, human contact, redacted, shift in mood and appearance, redacted, as the entity will change shape. The entity will then become hostile. Redacted to deceive potential prey, physical appearance, resistant to high bullet calibers. That's that thing out there. Physical contact is prohibited. All attempts at containment have been met with disaster and loss of life. It's got Simon. Ooh, and biscuits. We can probably use those to distract the entity. Green, green, green? Green, 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 red? Oh, and we're rewarded with 20 puzzle pieces. Neat. But yeah. We could hide in here if need be. Unfortunately, that entity is plenty small enough to follow us. Light switches all over, and I guess any of them will work, but with the lights off, we can see those green glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. See, it's a little playtown, but with these streetlights, it casts shadows off of those angled roofs, and it just kind of makes it feel like it's more real in a way. Hard to explain why this is so off-putting, but it is. Like you expect it to be full bright. of you.
Around to assemble these?
Yeah, I'm looking. This dog is like... Oh my god! Okay, I've set off the alarm. Here's a regular school. And dog just not like that at all.
Is there a table around to assemble these?
Oh my god! Okay, you don't like noise either. Yep. Who's a good boy? Definitely not you. There's something back there. Okay, we hear that. Is this going to be another one of those things that is just inescapable after you hear about us? No? Not really. We can get away, but how long does getting away last? Are you going to go back to normal after a time? Huh? Got some performance drops coming in. Whew. Boy, got a lot bigger, a lot more quickly. Biscuits and puzzle
This
pieces.
is important. Better keep it for now.
Puzzle pieces. The more of these we have when we find the board, the better. And I'm guessing that that's going to be in that room with all the candles. But was there even anything we could do? We opened the door and that thing was right there.
Is there a table around to assemble these?
This is your year to be happy, be you, enjoy your time here, be unique, be creative, listen to the voices, explore the void, break the pact, achieve our goals, let us out, take risks, get organized, run, follow your dreams. Well, let's just try and be brave. Okay, so the biscuits, I'm guessing, are going to be how we get you to go back to normal. Huh. The back hallways of the kid rooms. What a turn of
Is there
appearance.
a table around to assemble these?
See, in this, the collectibles are everywhere, it's just that we presumably actually need a lot of them. Every little kid ran off with a handful. No escape. It's only now that I realize we've not heard from Jacob
This
in a
is
while,
important. Better keep it for now.
and I think Rosemary only once. Oh. Hey, what? Oh, I thought there was some tentacled horror. This property is protected by the King's Pact.
One of those balloons isn't like the others. Let's try popping it.
Are you sure? Also, what makes you say that? Oh, it's the white one back there. Can't quite hit it from here, Chief. Oh, tomatoes that burst upon impact. Oh, wait. Oh, it's a giant slingshot! Okay, we're having more fun with physics now. Let's get you up there. I don't know how that's bouncing. It kind of looks like it isn't. Is there a consequence for hitting the others? This isn't the best angle. I can't even see what I'm doing. Will we receive more tomatoes? This is such a weird distraction. We can pull it way back. Where did it even go? Well, we're painting the walls a little bit. These will deposit more. The stuff you get into. I physically can't angle it that high. I don't know what more you want me to do. How far back can we take this thing? Oh. It'll automatically release after a time. Finally. So what did that do? Did it drop something? The level 3 keycard.
Looks like that's special access to important areas.
Man, we got that very soon after level 2. It sounds like you're back to your normal state. Oh my god. Okay, so you'll crawl out here. And it's not about running into you, you'll see us. So I guess let's be ready with a treat. Unfortunately, you're knocking doors down.
Is that some kind of special artifact through the window?
Sure looks like it. Hello? What's... Oh, was it stopped by the subtitles? Some kind of dog head. 1263, clearance level 1. A whistle-like instrument fashioned from a lacquered hyena skull. The item resembles a ritualistic death whistle used by several Mesoamerican cultures, but is notably more complex in internal structure. Blowing through the rear opening of the skull emits a high-pitched, layered tone resembling distorted laughter or shrieking animal cries. Auditory analysis has been inconclusive due to regular, overlapping frequency bands. The anomalous properties manifest in close proximity to both sentient and non-sentient subjects, as well as certain arc entities. These effects vary depending on the subject, but may include sudden behavioral shifts, withdrawal or avoidance responses, temporary suppression of anomalous abilities. Of note, use of ARC 1263 in controlled settings has consistently agitated 686, resulting in rapid transformation into its aggressive state, resulting in the containment failure as demonstrated in log 68617 when it breached the reinforced glass, resulting in the deaths of 23 personnel. This thing was discovered during a raid on a condemned Catholic school site in Mexico. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Following reports of bone music and mutilated wildlife. Reports of bone music. The item was discovered on an altar inside a collapsed chapel beneath the school gymnasium, alongside various glyph-inscribed stones and decaying organic matter. No surviving civilians were recovered from the site. So this was also recovered from a school, and I wonder if there's not some common thread here.
Whistle? What kind of reaction will it get if I use it?
Well, lucky us, we already know what kind of reaction it'll get. And it seems like we shouldn't try it. This is here should we need it. I'm hoping not to need it. I'm also... Oh, come on! I legitimately, not even kidding, not even playing around for the sake of the Let's Play, I legitimately almost just turned my brain off and went and did it. Okay. We need more of these guys and these guys.
Better keep it for now.
Up on the table, we should be fine. Look at that light pouring through. More biscuits. We need more biscuits. But we can't let you touch us. That music thing is actually a bigger enemy than you are. Do we maybe need you to knock some doors down? That's another consideration. Oh my god, you're right here. Okay, cool. Don't care to hear from you.
Is there a table around to assemble these?
I'm hoping so. Maybe here? Oh, you are on the hunt. Piano this way. Oh no. What is all this? You just flopped over. You're still... Glass!
Something big and fast to break this.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Hey, I actually need you right now. Hey, bud. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god! Okay, no, you just immediately grab and kill me. Do we still have the thing? Yes. Okay, good. Where's Doug? Immediately find the piano. Immediately just look for the piano. Do we keep... We do keep the puzzle pieces also. Grab as many as we can.
It's important.
Let's drop a treat on the ground and see what happens. You'll go for that. You will not de-aggro. I mean, I guess you sorta do. But not how it matters. Okay, piano this way, actually. Huh, a regular old classroom.
Is there a table around to assemble these?
We are seeing some unique new imagery. This is so weird. Like, it's almost like moonlight, but it's way too bright for that. It still definitely gives the feeling of night lighting.
Is that some kind of special artifact through the window?
Is it? I don't actually care, because I already have it. And that's the thing. Right now, these back hallways are creepy,
This looks important.
but ultimately lead to nothing. What is this? Inventory full, you say, but no, it isn't. So is 176 just the maximum amount of puzzle pieces we can have? The light comes in like a memory. Like, all you can remember is that it was very bright.
This must be that piano those signs were talking about.
Alright then, how do I bring you here? Other question, if I call you here, will it do it?
Looks like this glass is reinforced.
I can hear you
think I
from
could break it
all the way out
myself.
there. Look, the clouds are even frowning. I can hear things happening, but I just don't know how to get you to do it. That was blinding reflection. Oh, and we got a big piano, this thing. Oh, we're assembling these here.
Here we go.
That's all we need.
These look like music notes?
So it's going to be A, F, U, F, E.
I hear a door opening.
That plays the sound to open that door, but we can't get out and breach containment until we get Fluffy over here. So we've got to go find them, and the best thing, I guess, would be to kind of do a reverse escort mission. We want you in your idle state following us. Alright, you. Right this way. Credit where it's due, this is at least a pretty creative entity compared to some of the earlier ones. Problem is these doors automatically close behind us. Useful in a chase, but not always what I want. Hey, get over here. Get in. Nope, doesn't work that way. You being there is a liminal image all its own. Somehow that really adds something to the play place. Right, this way. I think I'm accidentally wasting batteries. No, 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 you get... Oh my god.
What's this supposed to be?
You know what they say, it's like herding dogs. Get out of there. Oh no, I killed it. Alright, let's do it to you.
Make it fast.
Oh, you're censored in doing so. What? Yep. Down you go. Okay, now take this. Up. Drop that on the ground. Oh, you're even more powerful than your usual. Okay, let's get out. Okay, it works way, way better if we do that to you in a controlled manner rather than just leading you here in your other form. I didn't know it was a third form. It just said enters your aggressive state. Well, we made it. And that was one of the more mechanically interesting levels, to its credit. Where are we now? A parking garage? A basketball court? For a moment, you may even be tricked into believing we're outside the school. But no such luck. Nothing like that exists for us. Oh! Oh no! Well, we knew it was happening sooner or later, didn't we? Okay, we're here now. I'm just surprised it's taken this long. Well, thankfully, we've got a ton of tools at our disposal.
Ugh, gross.
And carrying this does still make a difference. I mean, we did hear that it has effects on other entities. That is the most interesting thing to me, is having mechanics that are carried forward if we choose to carry these things on us. Okay. 100% this is definitely the new thing that's just been added, right? This update just came out a few days ago. Just like the movie! Okay, that wasn't in the movie. Okay. See, this is kind of what I thought the entire game would be for years, and it's why I didn't do it. Mainly because the backrooms are... They sort of have a level of intrigue all their own, and when you start adding things like this, unless it's in a very particular way, it immediately takes attention away from the space. And that's been done here. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say, like, oh, this is just an awful game because it does all this, because, well, it's got something going on in its own right. It is just kind of annoying that it kind of hijacks these aesthetics for that reason. Because, I don't know, it's like, okay, why don't we have, like, an FPS game, but it's NASCAR themed? And it's like, well, those are two different genres. Yeah, but you could do something like that, and it's like, maybe, but I just have to ask why. Well, in this case, we spawned pretty much right next to the door. So let's go through.
Gross.
And claim the idol, which we can't. Okay. It is kind of fun that the basketball lands here with us. But you see what I'm saying, right? Why not come up with your own visuals to go with gameplay like this? When you do it this way, it sort of feels like you're just piggybacking off of something that's popular. We've got this, which, unlike BeamNG, should not be super hard to navigate. It also doesn't seem super worth it to even worry about too much. I've got all the batteries I need, over 60 now. Just call me Duracell.
Ugh, gross.
Okay, we need to get away from this. Some kind of growing infection. that does not appear to be going anywhere on its own. I can hear something out there. So do we need to use something to cut that golden idol out? What happens if we let it consume us? We just die in place. Alright, so this is off limits to us until we find the note explaining how to do it.
Ugh, gross.
Took a section for the lighting to catch up, so it's not even a Dark World version. It is just a teleport to elsewhere in the backrooms. But because we have a specific objective in mind, it's more or less just a Shift W simulator now. Ooh. Look at this, there are representations here of other creatures. I thought it was a tree or something. That would have really spooked me had I caught it from the front. Dude, you are shooting the wildest home video ever. It's like a family gathering. And maybe, if you do get out of this, you can tell us how... A saw... Is that what's needed? It lives in the walls. Okay, well, Jacob, if you're the one that made it this far, then thank you, and to whoever did, thank you. Interesting that it also includes several other types of backroom textures, but here's what I'm thinking. Forget the batteries, this thing has infinite tape. Ooh. Never mind, here's the dark rooms.
This should come in handy.
A saw. Wait, are you saying we should be using this to get the thing undone? Well, either way, it's with us now. And this is definitely the most complex of the procedural maps so far. It's at least getting the feel of the backrooms right in its generation. I mean, I like the way the map looks and flows visually. You're pointing that way, but I just came from that way. I think I've been here. Yeah, no, I've been here. Okay, we'll try it your way, Arrow, but first... meeting of the minds! It said it lives in the walls. Am I just supposed to avoid touching the walls? If so, that's definitely new. But man, I just love, like, dips of dark in the backrooms. Oh, there you are. They'll just pop out. You gotta round the corners, so it's not just about not touching the walls. That would be too easy. Wait, I guess you're on me now? Okay. Nope. Go. Run. Keep moving. Keep rounding corners. Yes, we've been here. But you're an enemy that can pursue us endlessly then. There's even a little crack right here. But we can't exploit it, making it hard to tell if that's just a visual glitch or not. It would be a nice little nod. There's a cross on the wall here. A regular splotch elsewhere. Again, like the others, I don't actually think it's all that big. We found our exit. A lab. Like a whole lab. Okay, it's been a long time since we've been to one of these. Ooh. Stay away. Dirt demon. We can extract that. And I guess remove it from places slowly over time. Or very quickly, actually. Alright. That's surprisingly easily dealt with. Oh, it's a classic. Okay. The eyes aren't real. Well, I don't know what you mean by that, but that also would mean that mirrors aren't real, would it not? Saws don't do anything to the straps. I currently have no space. The danger level... Well, this is the first level where it's actually read anything other than 0. I mean, maybe curing the back rooms of its infection will help something. It spreads when we don't do anything, and it goes away when we do. We need to be careful when pushing closer, though. We're coughing. But we're not dying, oh my god! Well, I guess that means we succeeded where others failed, right? Can we free you? Okay, well, while you're doing your exorcist routine, this literally feels like something I found in Gary's mod. Oh, hey, it's you. Well, I guess our progress has been negated unless we can manage to outrun you. That just creates more of that. It might actually do so. It might actually be creating more of it. I'm not sure. Oh, hey, we're in a dark space with you and coughing, and it's all just not good. You can come through walls, but does breaking line of sight stop you? Use landmarks to our advantage. You move farther away. We move back in. I wonder if this thing draws you. Be careful not to get too close and die. It's actually pulling you in. That's what's happening. That is so friggin' funny. Alright. As for you, do you maybe have a key card or something? Gary's mod face poser stuff. Oh, hey, it's you again. Alright. Around. What is this? Okay, well, we don't need the dog treats anymore.
Bill's here.
Nice reference. Antifungal pills. Okay, so that clears our fungus. Okay, take those, and 2 things come up. What is that sound? Well, it does not get rid of it. It does not prevent it from gaining either. Oh, that's new. We can pick that up. Here's the lab door. Look at you. Does this also require a key card? Like, yeah, no, it says... This one actually just needs a level 1 key card. What is this? Is that a summoning ritual for a new doorway? ARC 912 produced a stable aperture during 78 Hz resonance testing. Personnel reported seeing artificial lighting, road markings, and hearing distant traffic beyond the threshold. Dr. Harris believes the idol aligns nearby space with another location rather than creating a true portal. Huh. So bending the things so that in some way they are actually closer together. Whether the destination was the outside world or another section of the superstructure remains unknown. Probe Team B entered at 21:19. Final transmission received. I think we found a way out. Contact lost immediately after. The best notes in this game are always the ones that know what to leave out rather than just redacting. Oh, here's another one. Found Caleb missing. Internal ARC notice. Attention research staff. Caleb Stroud has failed to report back from sublevel growth sector 3 following the last resonance cycle. Containment doors to locker bay A remain sealed under his biometric authorization. As of now, Caleb Stroud is the sole registered user with clearance for Hazmat Suit H7 storage access. Until he's located, further fungal sampling has been suspended. Resonance testing is postponed indefinitely. No personnel are permitted into contaminated sectors. If Caleb Stroud is found deceased, Security Division has authorized emergency retrieval of biometric access by any means necessary. I'm guessing that's our man hanging from the ceiling. Okay, I thought something horrible was coming in behind me. P. Elliott. G. Grant.
A hand scanner.
Okay, so that's what we're doing. You in particular have a hand scanner. Nobody else does. Oh my god. Two-way mirror. Or, wait, is it? I would have thought that would be overlooking down there. No, it's just a regular mirror. And we haven't seen one in a very long time. I had honestly forgotten that this changing mechanic existed. Why does it? I'm not really sure, to be honest. It never actually came into play. But look, we can drop these dog treats. We don't need them anymore. And now we just gotta go find where you're hanging. What happens if we actually do come down here? Well, I guess we've gotta complete it. It's so cool seeing people try to understand something that doesn't make sense, and I haven't been loving the story of this, but stuff like this is at least interesting to see, you know? The interest is in the gaps in knowledge. What else is up here? Can't mess with that. There is a tape here. Astrazil commercial.
Fungus exposure affects thousands of workers every year. From headaches and coughing, to fatigue and difficulty concentrating, fungal contamination can become a serious workplace hazard. That's why the Asbest Pharmaceutical Division created Astrazil Response Tablets. Astrazil is designed to assist personnel following airborne fungal exposure. Astrazil helps reduce respiratory discomfort, neurological stress, and cognitive interference following contamination events. Astrazil side effects may include auditory sensitivity, existential dread, and intrusive thoughts. In rare cases, patients report thoughts that do not feel like their own. Do not feel alarmed. Astrazil may help restore clarity. Extended exposure may increase environmental perception irregularities. Avoid dark areas. Avoid unfamiliar voices. You are not alone.
Well, at least it was developed with me in mind. I love how it's just regular cut-down windows on these things. But all in all, I don't think any of this interests us. I think all we need to care about is what's in that locker. So, let's go. They could have put this lab door anywhere else. We've got to go find Caleb. chair surrounded by cones, as if something important happened here that's going to require attention later, but not right now. We gotta find this guy, but where? I can hear that ghost stalking this place the entire time, but at least this one has the courtesy of being slow, so we can mostly ignore it. Hey, we can actually use that as a landmark. Our basketball is still over there. Maybe it's something to help us deal with you. Maybe that needs to go in the center there. We just have to get lucky enough to happen upon our buddy. The arrows lie. Can we take them for their opposite? We may have just found him. There he is. Make sure all of it is out of our way, so we can quickly do what we need to. We're getting some exposure. From what's right above the door. I didn't take any of that stuff either. And I can sort of hear that ghost getting closer. Hey, so are you just like attracted to the sound of this thing? Is that the way you work? Hi. Do you not know what to do about this corner? Oh, you got bored. You're done. Alright, run up your hand. Okay. Use the saw. We got it. Take that. Okay, well, now we need to make our way back. And that might be harder than finding you in the first place. Just like the other levels, I don't think what it generates is actually that big, although it's got a bit more complexity than some of the earlier ones. To be expected, it's the newest map. Oh hey, it's the return of the glow sticks. We haven't seen those in forever. Okay, I think it was down here. Yeah, it was very downstairs, which means that what we're looking for, the idol, is upstairs. Not this way. You really gotta remember these landmarks. Here. It's gotta be over this, yes. Just hug the wall, there's no reason not to. In. Let's get your stuff. Ton of dog biscuits in front of the locker. Hazmat suit. Okay. Maybe that makes us immune to the disease, the fungus? Oh, but do we have to suit up? Like, are we wearing it right now? Let's make sure we do. But we're slower while wearing it. The whole time. Are we fast enough to outrun Mr. Ghost? Oh, here he comes. What might I do about it? Not a ton. You are faster than me. God, his pace returns to normal. Does it? Doesn't feel like it. Well, I died. Game crashed. Well, we spawn with the hazmat suit now. And this feature of keeping your stuff might seem stupid, but without it, this would be about 10 times more aggravating. So, where do we go? All I need to test my theory is to see if we can find the idol again. Okay, that's no good. We need to now equip the suit. So Buddy is still out there. That's why we have to drag it. I mean, even if we did get the straps off, this thing probably weighs a ton. I guess it doesn't matter too much how slow we are. Because, oh my god. Okay, well, now it absolutely does matter. Pace returns to normal. Get me out of here. This thing needs to be brought back. But it's gonna... that thing's gonna continue causing problems wherever it goes. This thing can pass through, actually. I've gotta find where it goes. Thing's right over here, come on! You're right there. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't even... If I take it off, I'm gonna immediately start taking damage. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. Go. Oh my god, come on. Alright, I'm not hearing from him. I think we might finally be okay. This does not work at all. Get out. Get down. At least that part can be quick. This way. X marks the spot, does it not? Do we now have to do something upstairs? Your fungal infection is going to start growing all over. See, mechanically, this is a really cool idea. We have to push this thing in the hazmat suit, and it causes that infection to grow all over the place. We might need to take it off, but also, if we do, we just spread this to make it more hazardous for ourselves. So it's kind of like Snake. Unfortunately, this all works out to be quite a chore. I guess we'll find out if this is working now. Look at it caking on. Ugh. Well, we're definitely leaving that place worse than we found it. New levels coming soon. Thank you for playing and being a part of our early access journey, but the excitement is far from over. Get ready for what's coming next. So that was the classrooms, and, well, I was definitely not expecting something like Dream Core or Liminal Core out of it. I don't know what space this is supposed to occupy. In general, the creatures were all pretty neat in their design, and I appreciated that they worked differently mechanically. Like I said, there was nothing individually wrong where I could point to it and say, this is awful, this sucks, don't do it. It just doesn't come together to be fun. You're trying to get one end to meet the other, and in the middle it's just a whole lot of tedium. But let's talk about the procedural generation, because in my opinion, it did not do this game any favors. Because it's supposed to be a story mode, but the story is so bare. If you're going to tell the entire thing through notes, which to be fair could be interesting sometimes, but what's the difference between story mode and just sprinkling the same notes in endless mode? Like, we went in knowing that we were looking for someone, so why is that never even mentioned again after the opening seconds? Liminal space games are all about being lost, but if you're going to go that route, you need to make your game so that being lost is the enjoyable part of the experience, rather than getting in the way of what you really want, which is progress. In something like Dreamcore, being lost is progress because what you're really there for is to see the different sites. But because it's procedurally generated, you're really just seeing a handful of sites repeated over and over, with a whole lot of not much in between. You couldn't really stop and take it all in anyway because you've got these enemies patrolling around, and to its credit, those enemies have creepy designs, they all work fairly differently. But because they're procedurally generated levels, you're not trying to get past them in something that is designed to be fun to get past them in, they're just a roving impediment to your progress. And after you've dealt with them a few times, like, the nature of the game ensures that you're going to be spending a lot of time with them. They just show up every now and then to stop you from doing what you need to do. And so when the enemies are around, I'm not scared, I'm just rolling my eyes and going, oh great, there goes more of my time. But you see, I can't point to any one aspect or mechanic as being so bad it ruined the game for me, because none of these things are really done that badly. A lot of them are even enjoyable on their own. It's very competently executed in its individual parts, but where it all lands together, I think doesn't mesh. It's not engaging enough to be a fun puzzle or story game, it's too active to be an exploration game, and it's not scary enough to be a horror game. And so there's not really anything for you to do besides try to get it done as quickly as possible, and the nature of the game is about stopping you from doing things quickly, so you just feel yourself grinding against it the whole way through. But that's not to say it doesn't have some good ideas. Like I said, by far the high point of the game was the church rooms, which were excellent, because it was small in scale, which allowed your flashlight to do a lot of work. It had an enemy which enhanced the environments, rather than just being something that you had to deal with within it. It had a little thing for you to deal with within it, but that was kind of appropriate, and wasn't really too intrusive. It was a map that just looked really good flying by you, and you could imagine it as found footage. It felt cane pixelsy, and I think that was why I enjoyed it so much. Oh, and also the arcade. I actually had a good amount of fun at the arcade. And in general, I think the playrooms were actually kind of a highlight of the game also mechanically, just because it was a lot more active. We could see where we were going, and it was just a matter of figuring out how to get there. There were a lot of little things to do and distractions within that, and there was back and forth, there was give and take. These things hone on to us if we're stinky, so there's things we can do to prevent that. We can throw stuff at the balloons that home in on us. We can use deodorant. We could even employ that stuff as a misdirect. There were two enemies that worked sort of the same way, but a little differently, so they complemented each other. That was really cool. And all through it, there's no real hook to keep me going. There's nothing to keep me interested, and I think a lot of that does owe to the fact that it's a story mode, but it's procedurally generated still, so it's not really a story mode. I feel like it's got a bunch of good organs, it just lacks a backbone to bring it all together and make it land for me. But if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.